Happy Monday, degenerates, if there is such a thing, if you work for a living. But one day I won't. I will retire on these things, and it was a happy Monday. The market was good today. We'll go over that. First, I am on X. I still have no idea how to use it. I'm at Div Degenerates, so check that out if you don't already. But I want to talk about REX shares declared today, and they were up. The market was up. Their underlyings are NVIDIA, Tesla, Strategy, and Coinbase. They were up 2.93 totally. REX shares were up 3.42, and they are 1 to 1.5. They try to capture 1 to 1.5 of the upside. The problem is they capture more of the downside, 1 to 1.5. But today was a green day, so they did well. But anyway, their declarations were NVII declared 26 cents, up from 23 cents. That is now a 51% yield. Again, my yields are based on the average of the last 3 distributions and the current price, the closing price today. I don't update the after hours. TSII, which is a Tesla fund, they are the highest yielder of REX shares. They went from 40 cents to 48 cents, 4857. They're at 57% yield. MSII, 7 cents, 8 cents. Today, 8 cents. That is the worst yielder of the REX shares, but it's a good fund. Strategy's been down, so they just can't capture, or they capture more of the downside, but more of the upside, and it's just been down. So they're 24% yield. COII, last payment was 33 cents, down to 11 cents. That is a 38% yield. Anyway, enough about REX shares. I want to talk about WPAY versus YMAX. They're fund of funds. One WPAY is for Roundhill, YMAX is for YieldMax. And just show you the holdings real quick. This is Roundhill WPAY. They own their own funds. 9% of AMD, 7% of HOOD, of their HOOD fund, which is HOOW, AMDW. And if you look at YieldMax, it's very similar on the weightings of what they hold. YieldMax biggest holding is the AMD fund, AMD. Second biggest is HOOI, which is HOOD. And anyway, so on and so forth. You can see these on their websites. But the yields are a little shocking. First, we're going to look at YieldMax, YMAX. That's their fund of funds. They pay weekly. They've paid weekly. That hasn't changed. That's my guesstimate. But they're averaging 12 cents over the last 3 payments. 8 cents, 13 cents, 14 cents, 51% yield. The price is $12.43. But Roundhill, let me zoom this. WPAY, it's at $52. They average 82 cents. And that's an 81% yield. So they're yielding more. And we're degenerates. We want the yield. So YMAX is my, I believe, 3rd biggest holding. I do not own WPAY. I do not own a Wednesday payer. They pay Wednesday. They declared today 85 cents. Last one was 73 cents. So I'm really interested in this one. I like the diversification of it. So, and like I said, YMAX is my 3rd largest holding. I'm thinking of selling half of that for WPAY. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. That's my biggest question today. And I also want to look at just kind of the market in general. Big days today for Mara. This is the chart on Mara. 8.5% today. So if you own anything, like Maro, you did well today. Look at Strategy. I'm just going to look at a few. I know you're degenerates. Your attention span's no good. Strategy's been down, like we said, but they were up 3.5% today. So that's pretty good. I know, and there's news here. I know they bought more Bitcoin. They bought another 220 Bitcoin, which is around 27 million, increasing their Bitcoin holdings to 640,000 Bitcoin. Not dollars worth of Bitcoin, Bitcoin. They are the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. And I know there was, they were diluting some shares to buy more Bitcoin. I don't know if that's if they're still doing that or not. And I think that's what's hurt them. But I'm bullish on this. And I do own Misty and MSTY from YieldMax. I love it. It still pays. So, and now they're weekly. I'm curious to see what they do, on a weekly basis. But the big one of the day was Tesla. This is the Tesla. They're up 5.42% today. TSII, which is the rec shares, was up 6.27. Let me make sure that's right. Sometimes these are not accurate. So they're up more. TSLW is Roundhill, and again, Roundhills, they try to capture 1.2 times the underlying, and they didn't quite get that, but they're up higher, 6.37. Tesla, which is the YieldMax, was up 4.96. And they're kind of 1-to-1. So Tesla's up 5%, Tesla's up just under 5%. And so in a bear market, I love YieldMax because they don't try to capture, they're not more leveraged, so to speak. And then you got your double leverage, TSLL, up 10.75%. TSYY, which is Granite shares, that's my biggest holding. They were up 3.88%. They're very capped on the upside, but they do a protective put, so they're capped on the downside. So I love Granite shares. I own a few of them. And like I said, TSY is my biggest holding. An inverse fund on Tesla is Max Crash. And as you can see, it's gone down because Tesla's gone up. They do the inverse. But if you're bearish, and we saw it Friday, you got to be a little concerned. The market is way overbought. Is a correction coming? A 10? I mean, it was down close to 10 on Friday. A lot of these were down 8-9%. But if you're expecting like a 20% correction, which could happen, the suckers are going to sell. We're going to keep buying. It's good to hold some inverse funds, to capture that. So anyway, that is really all I wanted to talk about. The WPAY versus the YMAX, the rec shares did declare. I don't own those, but I do. That's why I track them, because I like to keep an eye on them. And I'm going to do I have never sold a high-yield ETF. I own 18 of these. I've been buying them since January this year. That's when I found them. So newbie to the space, but I've just been, every week I'm buying, and making some dividends, and I just reinvest them. I don't take anything out of them. I work for a living. That supports me, and then I throw a little bit of my own money in every week, and I kind of buy just the best yielder as a degenerate. When I am making the retirement income from these, then I'll start going into some safer things and all that, and we'll get to that. The purpose of this channel is just to follow the journey, and I hope you like the content. Again, not financial advice. It's for fun and entertainment. Consult with a financial advisor, and talk. A lot of financial advisors hate these funds because it's just not their traditional way of investing. And I had a financial advisor a few years ago, and he told me just put it in VOO, VOO, which is like a Vanguard S&P, I think, and it paid like 14% annually, and I can't retire on that. If I invest in it and 50 years, but I won't live 50 more years. So just something to think about. Hit that like button, subscribe. If you don't, turn a little on to notifications all. You'll get all my video notifications. And I like premieres, so you get a 30-minute warning. And it's like a live video. It's pre-recorded, but I'll be in the live chat so we can chat about stuff. Anyway, have a great day. Doubt I'll do a video tomorrow, but I will probably do one Wednesday, and we'll talk then. Have a wonderful evening.